Hello everyone and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets and drama. As some of you may remember, I've previously made several videos about Drag Race queens who have quit drag, which I'll link to in the description. And you all seem to enjoy these videos, so I decided to make a part 5 of this series. So in this video, I'll be focusing on 7 Drag Race queens who have either quit drag or are taking some kind of break from drag. And this includes queens such as LaLa Ri, Trixie Mattel and Krystal Versace, among others. All that and more coming up in today's video, so let's get started. LaLa Ri. LaLa Ri competed on the season 13 of Drag Race US and placed 10th. And then LaLa returned for All Stars 8, placing 5th. LaLa was a popular contestant on both of his seasons, and he won Miss Congeniality for season 13, and then he went on to win the title of Queen of the Fame Games in All Stars 8. However, LaLa recently announced that he would be quitting drag. In an article with Joey Nolfi of Entertainment Weekly, which came out earlier this month, LaLa announced that he would be quitting drag and talked about why he had come to this decision. The interviewer, Joey, mentioned that LaLa had been posting lots of photos out of drag recently, which is why some people suspected that something was up, and Joey asked if LaLa was quitting drag. And LaLa said, quote, "Yes, how can I put this? I'm removing myself from the drag character. I'm basically removing the drag essence. I feel like drag places us in a box as artists and entertainers, and sometimes in drag you're limited to what you can do artistically. I'd like to be considered a queer artist more than just a drag queen. I still plan to entertain, still do music, still do all the things I did when I was in drag, just without the drag." LaLa went on to say that he never intended on being a full-time drag queen, but he just sort of fell into it because he became so successful due to Drag Race. And he was happy to get on All Stars 8 and be on TV, but he didn't really want to be there doing drag, and at the time he was, quote, "going through a depression stage at that time about doing drag. I was in drag, I was over it completely." He also said he feels like he has accomplished everything he wants to do in drag, and he felt like he was doing drag for everyone else but not for himself. Joey then asked LaLa how he wanted to be viewed as an artist, and LaLa said he doesn't want to be viewed as a drag queen music artist, but just as a music artist in general. He's going to continue making music, and he's also getting into acting. Joey then asked LaLa about his pronouns because his Instagram bio says he, him. LaLa says he uses he, him pronouns, and he never had an issue with people using he, him in drag, and he actually had a problem with people calling him she, her. He describes drag as a, quote, work uniform and a costume, and doesn't want it to define his gender identity. But he clarified that he's going to continue to use the stage name LaLa Ri. He also said another interesting thing, which was, when Joey asked if LaLa would ever return for a global All-Stars or a Versus the World, LaLa said, quote, "It's so funny you say that. Last week I got a phone call and I turned it down. It was for quite a few things. I'm leaving it behind. I feel like it's pointless for me to do the show if I wasn't going to enjoy doing the drag portion." So it sounds like LaLa may have been called for some kind of All-Stars perhaps, but LaLa doesn't specify what exactly. And LaLa finished by saying he'd love to go back on the show, but just not in drag, and he added, quote, "I'd also go back as a guest judge because they're bringing back some of the queens for the overseas seasons as guest judges. I'd love to judge out of drag." LaLa also went into some more detail about his decision to quit drag, so make sure you check out the full article in Entertainment Weekly, and I'll link to it in the description. But by the sounds of it, LaLa seems to be quitting drag for good and doesn't intend on returning to do drag at any point, so we'll have to wait and see how LaLa's career progresses from here, and if we'll ever see him back on Drag Race in the future. Trixie Mattel. Trixie Mattel competed on season 7 of US and placed 6th, and she returned for All Stars 3 and was the winner of the season. Since her time on the show, Trixie has arguably become the most successful queen from Drag Race, and she has the most Instagram followers of any contestant. Trixie has also been involved in countless projects since Drag Race, including her and Katya's hit show on Wow Presents Plus, being a judge on Queen of the Universe, hosting The Pit Stop, launching a makeup company, starting a YouTube channel, as well as having her own show called Trixie Mattel, among other projects. For a while, it seemed like Trixie was everywhere and was doing so many incredible things, and people wondered how Trixie had the time to do all of this, and whether she was going to burn out at some point. According to an article by Out.com, in May 2024, on the Zach Sang show, Trixie mentioned that she was interested in having more of a work-life balance, and said that she would be going on a 3-month break, which was her first ever break. Then, in June, Trixie said during an interview with Elle that, quote, "I'm going on a 3 or 4 month sabbatical, July, August, September and October. I'm not even doing social media, so I'm going to be really gone for a while. I'm probably not going to come back at the full speed of Trixie anymore. The Trixie we know, the Trixie that is on every YouTube video, every show, on every TV show, I just can't sustain that anymore." Then, in July, Trixie posted a video on her YouTube channel called "I'm Taking a Break, Here's Why." In the video, Trixie said she's been working so much and, quote, "It is not so fierce to work yourself to death, it is not so fierce to work yourself into an autoimmune disorder." She explained that she started to feel like a Trixie impersonator and that she experienced a burnout, and she's so grateful for the opportunities that she's had so far, but no one who makes money off you will ever tell you that you need to take a break, so Trixie said she had to make that decision for herself. Trixie finished by saying that she was constantly feeling, quote, agitated, exhausted and sick for no reason. She also struggled to keep weight on and said that, quote, stress is not a joke. But she reassured fans that she will be returning after her break and that in the meantime, other guests would be doing takeovers on her YouTube channel, which included several Drag Race queens such as Nymphia Wind, Maddie Morphosis and Angeria, among several other people. But she never really gave an exact date of when she would be returning from her break. Trixie was then silent on social media and only posted a few times to promote the takeover guest spots on her YouTube channel, but her editor Nick was the one posting things. Trixie did post one thing in September promoting her and Katya's show I Like to Watch because she said Nick was away. She also posted in September saying that she was taking a break from her break to film an episode of her podcast with Katya called The Bold and the Beautiful. But then on the 1st of October, Trixie tweeted saying, "Came back on social media to find out why Verizon is playing games with me," and people commented saying that Trixie was back. Then on the 11th of October, Trixie tweeted saying, "I've been off the internet for about 4 months. Please show me memes and important internet items so I can react on YouTube." And lots of people shared viral memes at the time, such as the baby pygmy hippo called Moo Deng, which took the internet by storm earlier this year. Then, on the 22nd of October, Trixie posted a video on her YouTube channel called Trixie's Back, Let's Catch Her Up on the Internet, where she went through the different memes and things that she missed that people had suggested to her. Since then, Trixie has been posting consistently on social media, so it appears that she is back to working full-time. And according to her website, she also has tour dates from October until the 8th of December. And so it looks like Trixie took a break from drag to focus on her own health, and she is now back to doing drag full-time. However, Trixie did say previously that when she came back, it would not be at the same level as before. So we'll have to wait and see what Trixie does now, and how the break has changed her and her career. Ongina. Ongina competed on season 1 of Drag Race US and placed 5th. She then returned for All Stars 5 and placed 9th. Ongina was a popular contestant on her original season, and many people wondered when she would be coming back for an All Stars. Ongina confirmed during her appearance on the Very Delta podcast that she was asked to be on All Stars 1, but because of her out-of-drag day job was so busy, she didn't have time, so she turned down All Stars 1. There were also rumours that Ongina was shortlisted for other All-Stars seasons and didn't get on, but I'm not sure if this has ever been officially confirmed. But she did later get cast on All-Stars 5 in 2020. However, it looks like Ongina is now stepping away from drag, at least for the time being. In July 2024, Ongina posted on Instagram saying, "A new chapter, but I've been here before, something I left behind but always wanted more. This time I return to it with new goals, hoping it will bring me the happiness I yearn for. A new challenge, dare I say, but the freedom to create something new every day. I'm nervous, I'm excited, but most of all I feel lifted, excited to use the talents I was gifted. While I let Ongina take a breather, I know this new creative chapter will be better. As I look into my future, I'm certain, for now, this is the right move. But I hope you'll stick around as I dance to this new beat and find my groove." Ongina also posted an Instagram story saying, "Drag will always be part of me. It has done so much for my life and I'm not quitting. I'm just going to be taking a breather as I start a new role with my other career. You'll still find me performing places, I promise, but for now, excited to see where this new future leads." In addition to that, she also posted another Instagram story saying that this would be her last DragCon. Since then, Ongina has only really posted photos out of drag, and then also a few throwback images, including an old photo of her, Chanel and Nina Flowers with RuPaul, and the caption said, "Drag You Original Concept Drag Boot Camp." Since her post back in July, it doesn't look like Ongina has said anything about when she will be returning, but from her original post it sounded like this was more of a temporary break. But we'll have to wait and see if and when she returns to drag in the future. Venus DeLite. Venus DeLite competed on season 3 of Drag Race US and placed 13th. Venus is well known as a Madonna impersonator and is also a skilled impersonator of other celebrities as well, but Madonna was her most famous one, which she talked about on the show. Venus even appeared on the TV show My Strange Addiction in 2014, which was called Addicted to Being Madonna. According to some Reddit threads, Venus had apparently hinted that she was quitting drag on a few different occasions in the past, such as back in 2015 when she apparently uploaded a video to YouTube saying that she was quitting. Although the video is no longer available, so I don't know if that's true or not. And in the same Reddit thread, someone linked to a Facebook post which is also no longer available, but they seemingly quoted the Facebook post which apparently said, quote, "This year will be my last year of performing. I will be doing a farewell tour starting this spring." However, again, I can't see these posts, so I'm not sure if it's true or not. And so it seems like, according to other people, Venus may have taken a break from drag in the future, or at least hinted about it in the past. Well, recently, Venus again seemed to hint that she may be quitting drag due to something that she said on social media. In August 2024, Venus posted a slightly cryptic Instagram story that said, "Is it time to say goodbye? Did you ever appreciate me or my hard-earned endorsed impersonation? Your actions speak for themselves. I must do what is best for me and my passion that you once opened the door to. I hope you find peace like I have. Goodbye. P.S. You reap what you sow." And people were confused as to whether Venus's post was specifically about stopping impersonating Madonna in particular, or whether she was saying that she was going to quit drag in general. Then in September, Venus posted on Instagram saying, "Definitely will be clearing the confusion this week, stay tuned." She then posted a video on Instagram where she said that she would be doing a special 1 hour long Instagram live video where she would not only be talking about whether she was quitting drag, but she would also be doing a show as well. She then posted a 1 hour long video in September where she performed several numbers in drag, and she specifically mentioned she was not going to be performing as Madonna. She also mentioned that she would be addressing later in the video whether she was quitting drag or not. I did go through the video to see whether Venus did address this, however I couldn't find any reference to this in the video. The video also seemed to end with Venus not being on camera, and there was about 10 minutes at the end of the video where there was just background music and nothing else, and then the video ended. So I'm not sure if perhaps the live got cut off, or whether the last part of the footage was cut off. But from what I can see, at least, Venus didn't seem to address whether she would actually be quitting drag. Venus then posted one more video later in September of her dancing. However, that was the last post that she's done, and she hasn't posted anything since then, which has been around 2 months at the time of recording this video, because the posts at the top of her profile are pinned posts from 2023. It is possible that Venus may have posted some updates in her Instagram stories which are no longer available and I might have missed them, so let me know in the comments if you have seen any updates that I haven't included. And so for the time being, it's not clear whether Venus has quit drag or maybe she is simply on a break, so we'll have to wait and see if there are any updates about this. Eve 6000. Eve 6000 competed on Canada's Drag Race Season 2 and placed 8th. Eve had many memorable moments on the show, such as her slightly disastrous performance in the Rusical, which became a meme afterwards. Back in February 2022, Eve announced that she was officially transitioning. In a post from her now deleted X profile, Eve said, "I am transitioning. This has really been a long time coming. I have finally accepted the fact that I need to physically transition in order to be myself, to be seen as and live my life as a woman." Eve also created a GoFundMe page to help fund her transition and also facial feminization surgery. After that, it seemed that Eve wasn't posting that much about drag, and some people assumed that she may have quit drag. This is especially because a year earlier in December 2021, Eve had tweeted saying, "I think I'm gonna quit drag in the next year. I had my shot and I don't think I'll ever get another chance to make a lucrative career out of it, so it's just going to continue being unfulfilling, and people will continue to disregard everything that I do because of how I was portrayed." Well, it looks like Eve has now officially confirmed that she is quitting drag. In a post on X in April 2024, Eve said, "I'm just going to say at this point that I've officially quit drag, at least as it relates to Drag Race. Drag will always be part of my life that led me to who I am, but Drag Race isn't something I would ever wish to personally be a part of again." She also followed this up by saying, "Not like it's big news to anyone, but yeah, I'm over it for many, many, many reasons. I'm flourishing in life more than I ever have since I finally let go a year ago." Some people in the comments then asked her if she would ever come back for an All-Stars like Canada vs. the World Season 2. And Eve replied to them saying, "It's more like I'm distancing myself from something that was not a good presence in my life anymore. I can't say I'll never do drag again because it was an art form that I loved, but I know I never want to go backwards." She also clarified that drag absolutely helped her realise everything that she did not want to be. And as I mentioned earlier, Eve deleted her X account and has since created a new account under a different name, but she doesn't seem to post much about drag. So it looks like Eve has quit drag and is likely focusing on her transition, and we'll have to wait and see if she ever returns to drag in the future. Krystal Versace. Krystal Versace competed on Drag Race UK Season 3 and was the winner of the season. According to the Guinness World Records, Krystal is the youngest winner on Drag Race, as she was 20 years and 46 days old when she won her season. I believe when they filmed her season, Krystal was 19, but usually the show is filmed a year or so before it airs and then the winner is announced, so that's why she was 20 by the time she was announced as the winner. And the title of the youngest winner of Drag Race had previously been held by Aquaria, who was 21 when she won Season 10 of Drag Race US. Since Krystal's season, she's been involved in multiple projects, such as having her own show on BBC called Keeping Up with Krystal Versace. She also started a podcast called The Girls, which she co-hosts with her drag sister and UK Season 5 contestant DeLite, as well as another drag performer named La Belle. However, it seems Krystal may be taking a break from drag. In October 2024, Krystal, whose name out of drag is Luke, posted an Instagram story which said, "Just wanted to be transparent with you all on here. I'm taking a little break. This year has been intense for me in many ways, and I've experienced a lot of burnouts. Society doesn't encourage you about looking after your mental health. In fact, it encourages the opposite, especially in my industry. So without getting into too much detail at the moment, I want to be open about Krystal's presence as I'm choosing to work on Luke's. I want to start to love what I do best again, so all you beautiful people can love it with me. I'm constantly amazed by the love I receive from you all and from all the new people that come across my art, and I'm forever grateful to have people that love what I present as much as I love creating it. I will be back in good time when I feel I'm ready to put energy back into Krystal, but as of now, I just need a little moment to catch my breath. Love you all." And since Krystal posted this Instagram story, she hasn't posted any new posts on Instagram, which as of time of recording this has been about a month or so. However, on their podcast, The Girls, on YouTube, in the most recent video from the 11th of November, Krystal talked about her decision to take a break from drag. She said that she is working on becoming more of an influential figure on social media, and working as a content creator is more of her priority at the moment in terms of where she wants to take her drag. And she wants to take some time out to focus on herself and her mental health so that she can be a bit stronger. And so from what Krystal has said, this seems like it will just be a temporary break from drag, and perhaps in the new year she'll be starting drag again, although this isn't confirmed. But for the time being, she's just going to focus on herself, so we'll have to see when she starts doing drag again. La Grande Dame. La Grande Dame competed on Drag Race France Season 1 and placed runner-up. She then returned to All Stars as part of UK vs the World Season 2, where she placed 3rd/4th. La Grande Dame was popular on her original season, and she was the most followed contestant on social media prior to the season airing, with around 100,000 Instagram followers at the time. And since appearing on UK vs the World, she gained even more followers, and she now has over 500,000 followers on Instagram. However, very recently, fans have started to wonder if La Grande Dame is quitting drag. In November 2024, she wiped her entire Instagram account of all photos, including her profile photo, and the only photos that were left were photos of her out of drag, which are part of the promotion of her new song or album called Parfum Orange, which came out earlier today at time of recording this. In the second Instagram post, which was posted on the 11th of November, it said, "Releasing my music feels like welcoming you into my past like never before, into my reality more than ever, but even more significantly into what's ahead. This is a complete undressing, for you, for me. I could not do it without the blessing in my life that you guys are." The only other things that La Grande Dame was posting about in her Instagram stories were memes about the colour orange, presumably in reference to the name of her song/album. And in the comments, fans were speculating whether this means that La Grande Dame has quit drag and will be focusing on music instead. Or they wondered whether she had just wiped her Instagram as part of promotion for her music, and she may reinstate the photos later on. But so far, I can't see anywhere where La Grande Dame has addressed or officially confirmed whether she has quit drag or just taking a break. And so we'll have to wait and see if she posts any more updates about this in the future, especially now that her music is out. So there you go, there were 7 more Drag Race queens who have either quit drag or are taking a break from drag. Did any of the queens on this list surprise you? And did you know about any of these before? Let me know in the comments. If you'd like to support my channel and get exclusive benefits such as early access to my videos, priority when submitting interview questions, and other amazing benefits, then please consider signing up to my Patreon and supporting my channel. It just costs a few dollars a month and it really does make a huge difference to my channel. And I'll put a link to my Patreon in the description. I'd also like to say a massive thank you to all of my amazing Patreon members. Your support every month really does mean such a huge amount to me. I really love talking with my Patreon community in the Have Your Say polls and things like that. So thank you so much. Your support truly means more than you realise. If you liked this video, please remember to like and comment on the video to help tell the algorithm that this is a great video, and make sure you hit the subscribe button because it really does make such a big difference to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me again in future videos. Thank you, bye!